Let's go on a journey of the best 1980s music we still listen to today. Some of the songs were a one-hit wonder that never went away, while others are from epic bands that had plenty of hits. During the 1980s, there was hip-hop, heavy metal, ska, goth reggae, and acid jazz, to name a few of the genres. Music was all over the place, and yet, some of the songs were so catchy or emotionally driven that we have never stopped listening to them. Thriller may not be listened to on the radio every day, but guaranteed it is a song you're going to hear across the radio waves of every Halloween. You might know the song to be 99 Red Balloons, as it's been redone over and over. However, the song originated from Germany and in German. The song dates back to 1983 and is about a nuclear apocalypse, which at the time felt entirely possible. There were actually a lot of songs about the end of the world during this time, but the beat gave it an upbeat feeling. It's still a popular tune for karaoke, and let's face it, every time 99 Red Balloons comes on, everyone pays attention and bobs to the music. The 1980s were great because of a lot of European musicians were making their way to the American sound waves. This had a lot to do with the fact that the American market would really put you on the scene, and they embraced modern new music. a-ha was a Norwegian trio of guys that quickly made their way into the hearts of Americans. They were good looking in a unique way that made girls crazy about their signature song, Take On Me, and it was the quintessential 80s sound youth were craving during the time. By that, we mean heavy on the synthesizers. We're pretty sure Take On Me would have been as big as it was no matter what, but the video still remains one of the coolest storylines ever. Released in 1982, Africa by Toto hit number 1 and is still considered one of the most listened to tunes on the internet across the ages that the internet has existed. Interestingly enough, the band hadn't been to Africa but created the song based on what they knew from TV. Basically, they borrowed the nostalgia from National Geographic. Africa was a popular cultural moment during the time as we all realized that people were starving in the world, whereas we had so much. After all, the Great Depression was well behind us and capitalism in the US was at a high point. There was a kind of outrage that there wasn't more being done about it, so those with the power to make the people aware did. That's exactly what Toto did, and it has been well received ever since. The song itself is well crafted with unique sounds, thanks to driving drum loops, various harmonies that were strategically layered, and a chorus that you just have to love. While the lyrics aren't so easy to decipher, which was a standard during the 1980s, the sound totally made up for it and everyone could sing the chorus. In 1983, the original Major Tom hit the radio in Germany, which was an unauthorized sequel to David Bowie's Space Oddity and Ashes to Ashes. It's heavy on the synthesizer, with passionate chorus lines that are still loved today. Major Tom was actually an astronaut that had been depicted in many of David Bowie's songs. Germans loved it, but so did the world, and that's when it was redone more times than you can count. Most recently, it was used in a Netflix special in 2023. Let's face it, you're going to hear the classic Queen and David Bowie until the end of time. The song they did together, Under Pressure, is still heard today. It's been widely used in commercials, movies, and chances are it's on almost everyone's easy listening playlist. Under Pressure is a masterpiece in terms of Freddie Mercury showing off his vocal peaks. If you're in the mood for rock and roll, a song that comes to mind is I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. Previously a part of the Runaways, the music business said she was a washed-up leftover. Her answer to this was I Love Rock and Roll, which was originally performed by another band. It came out in 1980 and was the feminist dirtbag anthem for the era and beyond. As long as there is a rebellious streak in music listeners, this song will always be part of our world. In 1985, Spin Me Round Like a Record was released by Dead or Alive. Lead singer Pete Burns sang out to the kids in the 1980s, "You look like you're lots of fun," and it's quite possible that the band actually made the 80s more fun. This electrifying party-promoting song is still played at clubs today for its energetic sound and message. AC/DC is a never-die kind of band with music that transcends to every generation. Hell's Bells is probably one of their most notable songs, which was released in 1980. It's still played on every 1980s playlist and often heard at old-school bars anywhere in the Western world. Released in 1984, there really is no other song that you can sing to let your friends know there are plenty of men in one spot. The song was coming off the disco scenario and explores black women, Euro disco gay men, gospel, weather, and the apocalypse. Really though, it's just the concept of the title and the words that move around with the song that keeps it in our mindset whenever there are lots of guys around. Some of the lyrics are as follows. Get ready, all you lonely girls, and leave those umbrellas at home. But the clouds really open when they belt the climax. God bless Mother Nature, she's a single woman too. Amen. Salt and Peppa and their song Push It came out in 1988, and there is no other song quite like it. Salt and Peppa were two girls out of Queens that were the top female rappers of their time. It was a colorful song that had a lot of fashion, fun, and femininity about it in hip-hop that still makes waves today. In 1983, the anthem of Girls for the Rest of Time was released by Cyndi Lauper. For a girls' night out, Girls Just Want to Have Fun is a go-to still to this day. It's still considered the feminist anthem, but honestly, who doesn't want to dance and sing to this quintessential 80s song? Madonna was one of the most iconic fashionistas and singers of epic songs in the 1980s. While she did release plenty of songs we all listen to still today, there really is no song like La Isla Bonita, Spanish for the beautiful island. The song pays tribute to Latin Americans and immediately brings listeners to the tropics. Instruments that fill up the airspace in this romantic take on San Pedro include a flamenco guitar, Latin percussion, and maracas. It gives a true feeling of being in a warm place with a tropical breeze and a laid-back vibe. As soon as this song comes on, listeners get a groove in their step even in modern times. Not only did Prince have an incredible voice, which he particularly loved to show off in his song Kiss, it's just a catchy tune that has stood the test of time. It's fun, flirty, upbeat, and considered one of the best songs to come out of the 80s. It's a timeless song that we still love today and is often played on the radio. If you enjoyed this Back in Time video, be sure to check out our other videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe as it helps our channel out a lot. Thank you for watching and we hope to see you in the next video.